JetCast Shop is the only place to get official JetCast merchandise. You can buy t-shirts, hats, water bottles, and much, much more. All of our items are high quality. Order online and have your product shipped right to your door. Check out the latest gear today at shop.jetcastpod.com. JetCastNation, welcome to episode 15. We decided to go live tonight because of what Joe Douglas said about an hour ago at an event with WFAN hosts Boomer and Geo. Ray, did you see the video yet? Did you see the tweets yet?
I did. How could you not? Twitter's ablaze right now.
Yep, I think he single-handedly has brought down Jets Twitter at the moment. So basically, Boomer asked him, is Aaron Rodgers going to be a Jet? And he looks a little tipsy, I have to say. He looks like he's been drinking a little bit. Maybe he's celebrating it. But he said that Aaron will be a Jet, and of course the crowd went nuts. So that just tells me that the deal is done, which I think we've known for a little while now. But again, it just begs the question, what are they waiting on? Are they just trying to do it closer to the draft or whatnot? But clearly he knows more than any other reporter who's going to try and make any sort of leak on the situation.
Yeah, well, I think there might be a couple little tie-ups. I hear that finances might still be involved, but they know it's going to happen. From the Packers' end, they want picks this year. We've gone over this in the past. They want picks this year. They want to surround Jordan Love with the best talent that they can get him. Mm-hmm. And then, doing that is doing it this year because they got to find out if they're going to be picking up that fifth-year option or even paying him to be their franchise quarterback beyond this season. So makes sense for both sides. Get it done. I'm wondering why it's not being announced yet, unless they have something with the NFL where they want to do they want to blow up draft day. We all know, unlike any other sport, baseball can't do it. Whatever, soccer, tennis, hockey. None of the big sports in America are able to duel up draft day to be this magnificent event. Right. Nobody tunes in to watch the baseball draft, or very few people. The NFL, it's like the start of the new league year. Your rookies have impacts right away. There's no farm system to wait through for them to come up. So maybe the NFL is like, how do we top last year? And that's how they're figuring it.
Well, I'm sure the NFL started getting on them because they clearly have to make their schedule, right? So if they know Aaron's not going to be in Green Bay anymore and he's going to be on the Jets, then clearly that's going to affect their schedule making. So I wouldn't be 100%. Surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of push the needle there, put their thumb on the scale there to make it happen. But I never thought that I would hear a GM say something like that about a player who's not officially on the team, right?
Right. Well, you got a lot of fans, and I know right away I saw Evan Roberts tweet this out earlier today. Some fans like, oh, that's tampering. It's the furthest thing from tampering. Number one, the Jets have permission to speak directly with Aaron. It's not like they're going through some back channel. They were given permission. And it'd be different if Aaron Rodgers was announcing, hey, the deal's done, or I want this, or I want that. It's Joe Douglas saying that the deal's done, in essence, with another GM. He'd even, it's not coming from his mouth. So the whole tampering thing, throw that out the window.
I've also seen that people are saying that Joe Douglas is backing himself up into a corner. If it's done, if him and Goody have agreed on it and it's done, then there's nothing else to talk about there.
And Joe Douglas is a smart man. You think, out of all the smart things he's done here, you think he's just going to say something when it's not true? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I wish I could have been at. Imagine going to an event like that and first of all not expecting Joe Douglas to be there, and then hearing that come out of his mouth. Yesterday we had the pictures of Lazard and Aaron Rodgers working out together, and now this today. It's going to be a wild season. It really is. Oh no, did I lose Ray? I lost Ray. Let me switch this over. Whoop, there he is. No, no, Ray, now I can't hear you. What happened? No, I can't hear you, buddy. All right, we're going to take Ray out of there for a minute. All right, so like I said, I never thought I'd expect to see a GM ever say something like that. No, I don't. It's not going to be any sort of tampering situation just because they have given permission to talk to him. So he's not backing himself into a corner. I see all these videos on Twitter right now of what happened and how it went down. And clearly, Joe Douglas looks like, at least from my perspective, looks like he was having a good time. He was hanging out. He was drinking. You know, that's the kind of GM that I want, a guy's guy. You know. Man, what happened to Ray? You know, you do all this planning. And you try and go live when big news is dropped, and of course technical difficulties. So we had a mock draft 1.0 article come out. We posted it the other day. Let me bring that up to refresh my memory. It was actually written by Ray. And he's got Nolan Smith, edge rusher from Georgia, going pick 13. I like the idea of going edge rusher. I don't know if the need really. Oh, we have Ray back. Let's see if we got Ray back.
Never fails.
Dude, what happened?
I have no clue. Just you went like this, huh? And you were gone. That was it.
Well, that's because you live out in the sticks on Long Island. That's the problem.
That's where the Jets faithful is. Come on.
You barely got internet out there, so man, I'm trying to keep the audience entertained here. Anyway, so I moved on to your article that you wrote.
Okay.
And the name Nolan Smith just came out of my mouth as you came back on. So
yeah, well, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell me your thinking there.
Listen, I know a lot of Jet fans think, and I want to explain it very simple. A lot of Jet fans think that we're guaranteed to take an offensive lineman this draft. From talking to people in the league, there's a lot of people that think that the top two offensive linemen are going to be gone. Skoronski's going to be gone, and Paris Johnson's going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the top tier in this class, period. And one thing that great GMs don't do is reach. And we all know Joe Douglas doesn't reach. A couple of years ago when he wanted Elijah Vera Tucker, he moved up to 14 to go get him in the first round. We saw he wanted Jermaine Johnson so badly, so we traded up in the first round last year. And then again, we traded up in the second round last year to go get a guy like Breece Hall. Yeah. So we know for a fact if Joe Douglas is in love with somebody, number one, if he thinks he's valued high, he's going to go up and get him. And number two, he's just not going to reach. He's not that kind of GM. And in most of my mock drafts, both of those offensive linemen are gone by the time the Jets pick. The latest CBS mock draft that I believe came out within the past 24 hours has Paris Johnson actually going to the Patriots fairly early prior to us picking. So it's, and then they have us taking another offensive lineman. I want to be able to bring it up really quick before hold on, let's see. They have us taking a different offensive lineman. I can't believe his name's skipping me right now. Oh yeah, it's here we go. So they have Paris Johnson going 9 to the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And then if you watch all the picks go, they have Roger Jones, who's another highly rated tackle, going 11 to the Titans. I don't have him rated nearly as high on my big board. I don't think he's worth it. I think he's going to be more. He's a big dude. He's played both left tackle and right tackle coming in to this draft, so that does give him a lot of a a lot of standard in this draft class, but a lot of people are ranking him third as along with the offensive tackles. But this should tell you, CBS has him ranked as the 22nd best prospect in this draft, and he's being taken 11. So where does that leave the Jets? Broderick Jones has he's a big bodied guy. He's about 6'5", 311, long arms, big man, high ceiling. The production wasn't completely there at Georgia. There was a lot of production, but you know, there's a reason why he's a third ranked guy in the CBS draft, which I actually have him ranked fourth. But at 13, they have the Jets taking Darnell Wright, offensive tackle out of Tennessee. 6'5", 333, very big guy. He's big, strong. He's a tone-setting guy. He is experienced at both left and right tackle. But again, he is ranked as the fourth tackle in this class and ranked 23. I don't see, for the life of me, Joe Douglas taking the 23rd, which I have him later. I have him about 26 right now. I don't see Joe Douglas taking the 23rd to 26th overall prospect in the draft at 13. Great GMs just don't do that, which I'm not saying that there's potential for Joe Douglas to trade back, but at this time in my mock draft, I had Nolan Smith still available. He's an explosive edge rusher. He's got that twitch that we all look for when we're looking at pass rushers in these drafts. He ran a 4.3940, which is 1/100th of a second slower than Garrett Wilson, and he is 238 pounds. That's what he came in at the combine. 6'2", 238. So not is he only 2 inches taller than Garrett Wilson, he's got about 40 pounds on him. So give or take. That's 1/100th of a second slower. That's the burst this guy displays off the line. Mm-hmm. Coming out of high school, he wasn't just a number one overall ranked edge rusher. He was a number one ranked high school prospect coming out, period. This kid is explosive. He's going to have a phenomenal career. And when we look at a defense that we run like that Y9 defense where our edge rush, that's why Carl Lawson, I feel, is suitable for it, but he lost a quarter of a step, I'll say, coming into the draft. Not coming into the draft, coming into last year, coming off that Achilles injury. This kid will get off the line, and I don't see many tackles in the league being able to keep up with him. Now, scouts will tell you he's got to put on between 10 and 15 pounds, especially if he's going to be playing off the edge, because at 238, you're going to get ran over by those big offensive tackles. So coming into the draft, I think if you have him on one side and Bryce Huff on the other side, good luck. I envision this team, and I've said it in spaces before. I said it on mine and Paul's space on Wednesday. By the way, if you haven't checked it out, check that out. We do a live space every Wednesday. Check out my cat cleaning himself right here. But I envision that Peyton Manning style team. You have Aaron Rodgers, a very high-powered offense, and there's a good chance a lot of teams are going to be playing from behind. And when teams play from behind, they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. And what did Robert Saleh say at one of his latest press conferences? Pass rushers do not grow on trees. So when you have the opportunity, and hopefully we won't be picking this high for a few more years, you take it while it's there. And if you have to, you can keep going through my mock draft. We take it off at the tackle later on. So that's my reason for.
So your main reasoning for taking an edge rusher there is because you don't want to take a 20th ranked offensive tackle at 11, because you think that
CBS has him at 23rd.
23rd.
I'm sorry, we're picking 13.
And so you're basically saying that they're all going to be gone by the time, or not gone, but you don't want to have to end up reaching for somebody.
Exactly. Well, I mean, let's go right here. CBS has Skoronski, the number one offensive tackle in this class. I actually don't think that there's much debate about that. At Northwestern, he's a junior, 6'4", 313 coming out of college. You know, his only weakness that scouts could find is he doesn't have the ideal arm length. How long have we heard that? But even him, Skoronski's ranked as the 11th best prospect in this class, and they have him going 7th overall to the Raiders. That should tell you what a premium that they're at, that tackles are going to be at. So if he goes, and then Paris Johnson, the 6'6", uh, tackle out of Ohio State, 6'6", 313 pounds, an absolute mauler. If he's going ninth overall, and he's the 14th best ranked prospect coming in this class, look at the dip that we're taking after that. Joe Douglas does not reach. If anything, he'll trade back into the early 20s, maybe into the late teens. Maybe if you're looking at, if we go down to the draft, maybe Washington's looking to come up and get a quarterback that falls. Maybe even the Packers are looking to move up from 15, or maybe that's a part of the Aaron Rodgers deal.
I wouldn't
one
be
of those
surprised
swaps.
if I wouldn't be surprised if we flip those. If we end
Right.
up flipping 13 and 15, and then it's
There's been
in picks
Yep.
later on.
And there's been a lot of rumors out there that Tampa Bay may be looking at a quarterback. Tampa Bay sitting there at 19. If they offer you, not say 19, a second round pick this year and a second round pick the following year, knowing you don't have a third round pick this year, and odds are either 42 or 43 are going to be going in that Aaron Rodgers trade, do you entertain that? Would you drop from 13 to 19, knowing you're still probably going to get one of your tackles? And at 19, you're probably looking at some of the better interior offensive linemen coming off
Well,
the
it's finally
board.
because we finally have flexibility in a draft. We finally have
Right.
flexibility to kind of move around because we've hit on the last two drafts. As far as I'm
Mm-hmm.
concerned, we've gotten those blue chip players. So yeah, you have that ability to play around with something like that. Moving down to 19 and trading with Tampa Bay, I could totally see happening.
Would you do it,
Recoup.
Pat? Would you, two second round picks? You get their second round this year and your second round pick next year, and maybe like a fifth thrown in.
I mean, a good second round pick is a player that is getting a second contract from you, hopefully.
Right.
So yeah,
Right. We just haven't
I
we
would.
just haven't had luck with them lately. To say it,
Well,
say it bluntly.
Well, yeah. I mean, just look at the
I mean, Brees
draft
Hall.
history.
We can't. Brees Hall was there, and
Brees Hall should have been a first round pick. That was, I mean, I was shocked that he slid. And when I think Joe traded with the Giants to move up just a few spots to take him. He should have been a first round pick. He's clearly that caliber of a player. But now
and
that
I
he's
wouldn't be
but
surprised if
it benefits us that we got him in the second round because there's no fifth year
Mm-hmm.
option. So we can, you can work something out with him much easier. There's no hard deadline there, but you have to make a decision about him. But anyway, I like the idea of going edge rusher. I think Carl Larson is kind of cooked, and Jermaine Johnson, I think right now is a little bit more of a situational player. So having
he needs to take that step, has to take that second year
he
step
has
for
to.
us.
He's got to. But having someone like Nolan Smith and Bryce Huff on the edges is very appealing. And then having who did we just sign? I can't remember. Earlier today.
Quinn
interior.
Jefferson.
Right.
That,
So we got more big bodies up front. It's just going to create more lanes, more opportunities for guys to get into the backfield.
yeah, what's funny though?
I'm on board with you at edge. I really if one of those blue chip offensive tackles slide to us, I think you have to. You can't pass up Paris Johnson, or you can't pass up
Skoronski. There's no shot he's gonna be there.
I've seen crazier things happen.
And
I've seen a
what's
team
weird.
trade away 3 first-round picks to go draft Trey Lance. Okay, so I've seen crazier things.
Everybody knows we want to tackle though, so teams are going to be trying to get ahead of us. That I just think that's what's going to end up
Listen,
happening.
if you're drafting to keep a player out of another team's hands and not drafting for what you need, that's just a recipe for disaster, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so round 2, pick 42, 43, whichever it is, you're saying Brian Branch, defensive back out of Alabama.
If he's there. Now, you'll see a lot of drafts where he'll be going anywhere from the 16th or 17th pick all the way into the second round. Now, if we move back to 19 and that whole scenario comes true, where we move back to 19 and you have 2 second-round picks, I could absolutely see Joe Douglas moving up in this draft to go get a kid like this. He's 6 foot, 190, comes out of that vaunted Alabama defense. Now, I want to get this straight. He's not a burner. 4.58 in the 40, but he is known. A lot of scouts predict he's going to be a nickel corner at the next position. But I've spoken to a couple of people from Alabama, and they said absolutely he'll have no problem playing free safety. And he's one of those free safeties that are going to be able to play free safety the way it's designed to play. You read the quarterback, you read the defense, you play the center field position. You know, when you look at him, he was able to cover a lot of tight ends. He's more than a willing physical tackler, which is something that we've been missing out of the free safety position. You know, the only thing that is a knock on him is he's probably got to add 10 pounds onto his body frame. You'd like him to play more close to 200. He's 6 foot, so those really tall tight ends he might struggle against a little bit. And he's a bit of a tweener. Is he a nickel corner? Is he a free safety? He's kind of in the middle there. But for me, the talent just speaks for himself. Go watch that film. The film that he has out there, it just speaks for itself. You don't. That's why a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on what guys ran in the 40-yard dash and what they did in the combine. Him, for me, he's a strict film guy.
Okay, so you think? So obviously we know that the other second round pick is going to be going to Green Bay. Just because there is no other third round pick, there is no other option there. So clearly, one of those 2 picks is going to them. Then you have us trading. Am I reading this right? You have us trading to get back up into the 3rd round.
Yes, and it's pretty much an even swap when you look at it. So what we would be doing is we would be sending 112 and 143. I believe 143 is our 4th round picks. You're trading your 4th and your 5th. You're moving back into the late 3rd to pick 98, and you're picking up one of the last picks in the draft at 229, which is a 7th round pick. The values are the Jets would be giving 104.5 value, and Cleveland would be giving 110.5. I mean, you're within 5 points there. That's very common when it comes to trades in the NFL. So that's what I had. I had us taking Wayana Morris. He is the senior tackle out of Oklahoma. He is a big, massive man. 6'5", 317, moves. He's got some power. He's got some punch, man. When he gets his arms on people. One of the good things about him, for those people out there that are so obsessed with arm length, he came in about 35 and 1/8 inches, which is slightly longer than the average offensive lineman, right around 34 inches. So it's like, he's got long arms. You could play both left and right tackle. His hand strength, he's got bricks. The big weakness with him was, when you watch his film, when he initially gets his hands on the guy that he's trying to block, sometimes it's almost like he lets up. He doesn't sustain the block, go through. Like, you ever seen the movie The Blind Side?
Right.
You want to see your guy just annihilate the guy in front of him and take him right out of bounds.
Right.
He's super athletic. He's got a thick lower half, quick hands, scouts say. The only other thing, he could be a little streaky. He did get beat on a few one-on-ones, especially against the better teams in college. So, for me, I feel if we draft him in the 3rd round, he will without a doubt be a starter in 2024. He could be a swing tackle for us. Maybe you have Max Mitchell start at right tackle. You let Brown and Mackay back then battle it out for a left tackle, and this kid can kind of learn a little bit the first year.
All right. And then after that, we have nothing until the 7th round, right? We got 2 7th round picks. And you have us picking up Muhammad Ibrahim and Gerard Clark. So why don't you go through those real quick?
So Muhammad Ibrahim, he's a really interesting player when you're looking at him. In 20 games, he had 37 rushing touchdowns. Now, he's not a burner. He'd be more of a short yardage running back, something that we've kind of missed. We keep trying to plug Ty Johnson into that hole, and it's just not working. Those fourth and inches. He's a smaller guy. He's a 5'10", 203. He wasn't really asked to catch the ball out of the backfield this past year. So, that's kind of what he is. He's a short down kind of guy. He's one of those guys that I could see us keeping and then putting him on the practice squad, coming out of camp.
Okay. So I want to get back into Aaron Rodgers a little bit. What do you think of the Jets signing Tim Boyle?
Tim Boyle. Well, I mean,
is it just another one of those safety blankets for Aaron Rodgers to feel comfortable being here?
I think he's going to be coming in here to teach the offense, the backup guys, the offense.
System?
That's pretty much all I could think of.
Right. Okay. I mean, I guess I could see that. I really didn't want to go into the season having Zach really as the backup because I don't trust him at all. But having someone that has, it seems like we're just trying to, snatch up every old, Packers either player or personnel person, in order to make Aaron feel comfortable.
You heard Mercedes Lewis.
What's that?
Rumors. Mercedes Lewis rumors.
Oh, right. Man, tell your cat to chill out.
Yeah, he's going crazy today.
He's excited. Yeah.
Usually I have him in the hall, but then he cries. Everybody, a lot of people know my wife's pregnant, so I'm trying to keep it down for her.
All right. So yeah, it's been a crazy 2 days between yesterday seeing Lazard and Aaron Rodgers working out, and then tonight with Joe Douglas. There's no better way to go into the weekend. Let me see if I can get the actual video real quick up here so we could show it on the stream. That'd
be pretty cool.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that up and running real quick. So
while you're doing that, I'll talk about the last draft pick that I had, the Jared Clark kid. 6'4", 334, massive man. People say he's got to lose a little bit of weight up top, put it in his legs. The reason why I'm taking him is because last year teams were able to easily run the ball up the middle on us. The guy Quinton Jefferson that we just signed, I keep hearing people say, elite pass rusher duo. I've seen some Jet beat writer write that out today. I'm like, the guy's no. He's going to take the snaps that Shepard had last year, those couple hundred snaps, and he's going to be taking those over. So, Jared Clark, big guy, the fully Fadukasi kind of player where he's going to clog up the middle. I had his pro comparison was Davon Gulax. I always botch his last name, but he's the big guy that's with the Patriots. Very hard guy to move. He's not going to have any pass rush. More of a developmental kind of guy. But we missed that last year. We missed the big body in the middle of the defensive line to stop the run. So hopefully he'd be a kind of guy that would be able to do that.
Okay. All right, good. So let me see if I can. Still trying to get it so that I can have Twitter. Right. All right, here we go. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. All right, let me bring up the video. It should be right there. All right, here we go. Here's the video.
Aaron, I have to ask you. Aaron Rodgers, when's he coming? He's going to be here. He's going to get it.
So, Ray, I don't know if you saw that, but basically it's Joe Douglas and Boomer on stage. And Boomer just asked him straight out, Aaron Rodgers, is he coming here? And Joe Douglas says he's going to be here. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. It's not, like we said before, it's not any sort of tampering situation just because, they were given the permission to talk. But let's go through it real quick. So, second round pick, obviously. Okay. I think it's going to be a conditional third round pick next year with the potential to move up to a second or a first based on whatever the team does. And I wouldn't be surprised if included in that is a flip, a switch of 15 and 13. I don't think there's going to be a player involved. If there is, I think that maybe we'd be giving up a little bit too much for a 39 or 40-year-old quarterback.
I think Corey Davis is going to be involved. I really do.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the contract, we all know the Jets want to cut him. There's rumors out there that, not even rumors, we saw one of the coaches in Green Bay said that they want to acquire some veteran wide receivers. I think it was almost a complete hint when he said that. And if the Jets are going to be
He said veteran wide receivers? I thought he just said wide receivers.
I thought he said veteran wide receivers.
Okay.
And if we're going to be picking up OBJ, there's no room for Corey Davis and his salary on this roster. So,
what's his dead cap hit? Do we know? If you just cut him?
I think it's a couple $100,000. Either way.
All right. So then, if it just sweetens the pot to get, Aaron Rodgers,
we know they like him. We know they like him. That's been out there. That's been out there for a while now.
We know that the Packers like Corey Davis.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Well, they can like the one or two drops every game.
The most critical spots.
I know. I'll drive him to Wisconsin myself if he ends up being part of the package. But imagine this team now with weapons like Garrett Davis, OBJ, McCole, Hardman, Alan Lazard, Breece Hall, Michael Carter.
Supposedly,
I think
McColl's going to get a bigger role with us. Supposedly.
I mean, he looks. He's what? He's a taller, faster Braxton Berrios. He's going to fill that role.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. He can have a bigger role. I have no issue with that. I think we've gotten a lot of speed over the years, over the last few years. The team has clearly gotten in, wanted to get younger, wanted to get faster, and I feel, I feel comfortable. But honestly, until I see him in a Jet jersey, or I see that Twitter post of him, at the table signing a new deal. I got to tell you, the team at One Jets Drive that makes the One Jets Drive films, and the Twitter team must be sitting on a ton of Aaron Rodgers content, just waiting to dump it all on us.
Without a doubt.
I cannot. I like the One Jet Drive films. I think they're really done well. I really enjoy watching them, and I can't wait for the Aaron Rodgers saga to be played out on on one Jets drive. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be probably one of the best episodes that, they'll probably turn it into a series. They'll milk
The
it,
most watch. Oh, yeah.
but it's going to be,
They did it last year with the draft leading up, Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a little like body mic or something on Woody Johnson, while, on the plane flying out, I wouldn't be surprised. So
I wouldn't either. Knowing Woody, I would definitely not.
Right. So, yeah, I don't really have much more tonight. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. I know we didn't have too many people in here. I think a few other people went live right before us, so they took a good portion of the viewers, but that's okay. No problem there. You can catch us now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're on Amazon Music. Really, anywhere you get your podcasts, we're uploading everything to there as well, so you can get your JetCast fix basically anywhere. You're driving to work, you don't have YouTube Premium, and you want to just listen to it, you can throw us up on Spotify. We got our shop up and running. That's shop.jetcastpod.com. We're going to get some Aaron Rodgers related content up there. I have it all queued up, ready to go once he's officially part of the team. We got a lot going on. We got the Discord going too. We're going to be streaming games in there, live games in there once the season starts. We're going to go live for the draft too, right, Ray?
Yep. And join our mailing list. If you haven't joined the mailing list, you get all the articles, the mock drafts, everything that we're putting out. It's right there. Join.jetcastpod.com. It's free.
Yep, so. You could go there, or you can go to the actual website. Scroll down. There's a subscribe button there. So we're on all the major platforms. Wherever you guys are located, just give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. We really appreciate it. And that's it for us tonight. And go Jets. I hope everybody had a good time. And we'll talk to you all in a week.